am so glad that you decided to come to another session. And I want you to be wealthy. I've talked about what wealth means in other sessions. So if you're concerned and grabbing your wallet and like you need to see that. Well, I believe that you do have some control over your health and your health care, definitely. And it started a long time ago when I was growing up. I, you know, I had friends, and now these friends have debilitating diseases. I've had friends that are younger than me that died of cancer. I have people in my life that I don't want to die. I don't want them to die. I want them to live a long life and die of old age. What's the difference between them and me? Am I lucky? Do I have better genetics? Did I grow up believing that I was going to live to be 120? Do I have a belief system that allows me to say I'm going to live for 120 and I'm not going to die? Well, I didn't believe that any of my friends did anything different than me. They didn't eat any more. They didn't sleep any less. They didn't exercise any more or less than I did. I mean, we all played. We all had a good time. We went to the same places that everybody else went to. There weren't any toxic dumps around, so that we all kind of, had the same fresh air. And we lived in, houses. And we went on with life. Reality is that our socioeconomic level is the biggest indicator on what our health is going to be like in the future. Yep, that means that our socioeconomic when I was growing up was pretty much the same throughout. Yeah, we had a bell curve. We had very poor and we had some very rich, and then the rest of us were all kind of somewhere. The point I'm driving at is that when we have a socioeconomic diversity, then what happens is that even though we may have a ethnic diversity and an age diversity and a religious diversity and choices about our sexuality diversity, it doesn't mean we're all going to have the same health. And the changes that we have in our health are not going to be the same. We believe that we should make decisions about our bodies. We know that we need to be making conscious decisions about the food that we eat, how much we eat, how much sleep we get, how much exercise do we get. Each one of those decisions affects how we are going to be in the future, how our health is going to be in the future. I've talked about the 4 things that we need to be doing in our life to have a much healthier and happier life. If you want that information, go ahead and comment. And, the risky behaviors that we're taking today are going to cause us health issues in the future. So let me just throw it out. Do you think driving fast in a car is healthy? Do you think that driving under the influence in a car is healthy? Do you think that, jumping out of airplanes is risky and could have some health effects? What our economic diversity and socioeconomic diversity, that's the thing that really makes a change, because it affects where we live, it affects the information that we get, the information about our health that we get. It is how we make risk choices and whether or not we can afford health care. How many of you have heard of Hinckley, California? That was where Erin Brockovich made her name. And what about Love Canal in New York? Well, those 2 areas were cesspools of toxic waste, and it was not a good place to live. But the real understanding is that just because we are socioeconomically diverse, we still have choices. Choices on what are we going to eat? How much stress are we going to take? You know, that economic level does influence the type of jobs that we get involved with and the amount of risk of getting injured on that job. So we might need to be thinking about moving. You know, those environmental influences like Love Canal and Hinckley, California. You know, when we start taking risky behaviors because of how we grew up, our mentors, our role models, our leaders, then that is definitely going to change our healthcare and how it all works. You know, we need to make choices that when we're stressed, we need to figure out a way to be able to be de-stressed. We need to figure out what type of healthcare needs we have. Is it alternative, acupuncture, chiropractic, holistic, or is it regular standard scientific healthcare? You know, when we feel stressed, when we can't sleep, when we overeat, when we undereat, when we can't get an erection, when we get depressed, when we lose our appetite, understand that those are all signals and indicators about our health right now. Our mental health, our emotional health, our physical health. These are all things that we need to be taking into consideration, and Reiki healing, Kabbalah healing are all things that will allow you to become healthier. It's your choice about your health and how you're going to feel and how old you're going to live and what kind of lifestyle that you're going to have. Each one of those is very important to me and is a very high priority. And I hope that it becomes one of yours because I want to meet you. I want to spend time talking to you. And it will only happen if we both take care of ourselves. You have a great day. Go ahead and comment. I look forward to your input.